And starting off right away, the Daily Trust will be our very first paper this morning. Not first news, but Daily Trust this morning. We're starting off with that newspaper from Nigeria. Big story there. Controversy trails attack on Atiku's convoy in Maiduguri. We were attacked by hoodlums carrying APC flags, former VP says.
Oh, wow.
Hope you got that. We were attacked by hoodlums carrying APC flags. It's fake news. Campaign rally held peacefully, police say. Who are you going to believe? The vice president or the police? Which one? Thug arrested. Its stage managed to score cheap popularity, Borno government says. Okay. All right, let's move on with more stories. Census to go 533 billion naira. NPC queried for spending 1.9 billion on conferences. You know, the way we call these amounts, it seems like it's just 5 naira, 10 naira, or $1, $5. We're talking about 1.9 billion naira spent on conferences alone. What sort of conference? What are they eating at that conference?
So that's why when we talk about governance, is why everyone's while we make reference to the report, I think it's the Onsai report, where it was talking about cutting the cost of governance. At the end of the day, these are some of the things that need to be cut out. It's basically counterproductive. But it doesn't make sense to say that the nation is running in deficit, yet we're spending money on things that don't matter.
What conference? What are you? What's going on?
What are you conferencing?
What are you conferencing? Let's put it that way. You know, there are things that people need to understand. There's misappropriation of funds, and there's stolen funds. Misappropriation of funds is if you have a certain amount, let's say 200 naira, that should be used for a year for a particular thing, but you use it for something else. You've misappropriated that
and
fund.
Something has to give. The fact that you're not using the money for the right reason, something is going to pay the price.
Thank you. So the question is, where were these conferences staged? Receipts, proof. I mean, yesterday.
And what was the outcome of the conference?
That's it. Where are the videos, pictures? We live in a digital world, digitized world. So let's know. Anyway, let's move on. 2 killed, 10 villages sacked in Kano. Headers, farmers clash. A sad story there. Page 8 and page 10. You'll find both stories I just talked about inside the Daily Trust. I'll take one last story. Petrol to cost 410 naira without subsidy, according to NNPC. Nigerians brace up. Petrol to cost 410 naira without subsidy.
How are people going to survive?
What they're trying to say is they have to pay the subsidy so it can come down to 200 naira.
And now the marketers, so who's saying that, okay, this is NNPC. Marketers are also saying that they can't sell less than 200.
They have to sell 200 naira, meaning that some people will even go out selling at the cost of 210 naira.
All producing nation, yet we are suffering so much when it comes to talking about the prices of oil.
Let's take one last story, please, Olive. Aviation crisis looms over planned demolition of FAN and NEMA offices.
Okay.
Anyway, that's all. That's all on the front page of the Daily Trust.
All right, let's move over to first news. I will start first with first news. On the front page of the first news, everyone was talking, of course, of 2023 polls. Wike autumn, the G5 governors battle Atiku for PDP. So, as aggrieved governors meet Bauchi governor hours after Atiku's visit, Wu Bala Mohammed to their side, Makinde autumn, Mikpazwan Uwai, and I are pillars of PDP. Wike boasts. He says that they are still open to reconciliation. He further says, I share something in common with anti-Atiku governors, says Bauchi governor, expressing fears over his re-election bid. Governors sleeping whilst foreign bandits invade Southwest, group alleges. That's scary. I received death threats over NNPC reforms, says Kiari, and he further says, do not blame corporation for smuggling of petroleum. We have PDP, APC trade accusations over alleged attack on Atiku in Borno. We also have some other stories. Ararume sues Buhari for 100 billion naira over sack as an NPC chairman. Federal government will expand 532.7 billion on 2023 population census, says NPC boss. Buhari congratulates 8 Nigerians on victory in US elections. We'll probably be touching on this much later. King Charles escapes being hit with eggs. Haha. Okay. Okay, at the top of the paper, 3 more stories. We have Nigeria's public debt stock hits 42.84 trillion naira, and this is, of course, according to National Bureau of Statistics. Whereas we are using how many billions for conferencing with how much of the money. APC will win with Tinubu, Shetima, Senate President Lawan boast. And the final story for me this morning. Fulani comments. Northern elders kick as Autumn apologizes. Now, if you recall, there's been some verbal disagreements between the G5 governors and the Atiku, and recently there was a video where Autumn was talking about how they're being ravaged by Fulani herdsmen. The conversation about herdsmen and associating them with Fulani tribe has been one that has been ongoing for a long time, but Autumn apologizes and it seems the Northern elders are not having it. But that's what we'll take in Nigeria for now until we come back again in the second hour to Nigeria. But first, let's head out of Nigeria.
All right, and we're doing that. We're going straight to the Citizen in Tanzania. That's what we're going to. That story on the front page there says, revealed 4 key persons in crash probe.
Oh, wow.
Revealed 4 key persons in crash probe. At least 4 people should have crucial information with regard to what happened before and after the ill-fated flight left Dar es Salaam, Julius Nyerere International Airport. And it's an ongoing story. It's a developing story. We'll let you in on what's taking place. You cannot investigate the accident in Bukoba without understanding what happened in Dar es Salaam. There was a broken chain of command somewhere. A captain is speaking and he's talking tough. He's Tanzania captain for the Tanzania Pilots Association. You find that story inside of page 2. You can read up and there's this landscape to show how the airplane left, the ground engineer, the operations control unit, just a map to explain in detail what might or may have taken place. Tanzania, Egypt resolved to cement bilateral ties. That story on page 4. You can see Samia Suluhu Hassan exchanging pleasantries, shaking hands with Egypt counterpart Abdel Fattah el-Sisi shortly before the 2 leaders held talks in Sharm el-Sheikh yesterday. Finally, they've met. That's one thing that the COP27 has afforded many leaders to do.
Yes, the opportunity to meet. Some of them just know each other, but they've not had time to reconnect with each other.
It's a hub where they all, I've not seen you like in 5 years. We always talk maybe via emails
or Zoom calls.
Good to see you in person. Yeah, it's good. It's
very interesting.
Very interesting. And do recall that also that same 2 days ago at COP27, while the conferences were going on, there was a breakaway meeting as well by some African leaders to also discuss issues on security as well. So they used the opportunity to say, you know what? Rwanda President, please come. Samia Suluhu Hassan, please come. Let's all meet somewhere, because if you try to stage that meeting, it will take a lot of time. Well, that's all I'm taking from the Citizen.
All right, now let's take you to Kenya. Looking at the Daily Nation this morning on the front page, freedom has come. And what's this talking about? Accused of fraud, arrested in 7.4 billion shillings investigation. In his words, he said he was intimidated and harassed by the Uhuru government and hauled to court several times to explain the source of his billions. Rigathi Gachagua is leaving the freedom promise of the Kenya Kwanza era as the Director of Public Prosecution formally writes to the court asking to withdraw the charges against the Deputy President 3 months into office. This son of a normal peasant could be completely off the book by this afternoon should the courts grant him and Nordin Haji their prayers. Interesting update there. The details of that's on page 4 and 5. Plum State positions for former polls managers. And that is all the story we can take this morning on the front page of the Daily Nation in Kenya. Of course,